What's up, guys? Welcome to day 252 of backtesting every single day until I'm profitable. No, because I'm okay. I believe I'm way too close to profitability, but yeah, whatever. Welcome to another day of backtesting. We are on day 252, 8th of January 2025. So I think we should just get the session rolling and have a good time. And yeah, I'll be doing backtesting. Right, so will be this 2020 model here. Okay, let's go to the next day now. Alright, so the daily is also looking bullish. I think price could continue higher, like continue breaking above these highs, but there's nothing much on the daily. On the 4 hour, we have a beautiful gap we will retrace to, so this will be a very great target. Asia high has been run, so London high is here. So I'd like to see price head higher. Alright, so let's see if we can get any longs on the day. I have some liquidity here as well from 8:30. So if there was some news, it's possible that price could have left data lows here. Anyways, aside from that, I think yeah, I was saying that aside from this run here, there's also a couple of SMTs, so just like to wait for the open and see what happens. Okay, now I hate the fact that it's rejecting after running this size. I mean, there's also a 1 hour gap here and a 4 hour. Actually, it's not a 4 hour, it's a 1 hour. So maybe it might be about to head to the to this data low here, and we also have this is an inversion and some 930 lows. It's a 2-minute inversion, so maybe shorts go towards here could work out. Let's just trade them and see. But the draw is overall bullish. I'd like to see maybe run these lows, then later deliver high. That's one thing I would like to trade if the market shows me the potential. But as of now, we react to what the market is showing and align it with our bias and see if we are right or if we are wrong. So we'll be 16 micros short. What's up, vlog with Mateo? I am backtesting the Nasdaq. I'm backtesting like the inversion model strategy that I trade. Yeah, and that's basically it. We are so good for the 5 minute. So the 5 minute is rejecting here, and how's the 15? Yeah, we are so cooked here. Yep, so obvious. But then it didn't run any liquidity for longs, so I'm still gonna wait for more confluences for me to do anything else. By the way, this trade here is the exact one that was presented on, I think, Tuesday. Yeah, on Tuesday this was the same exact trade. Like, we leave some relatively close here and data low here, and price heads higher. So it's 8 p.m. but I think this was legit. Here's why: 930 low run here and an SMT. So I mean, it made some sense, let's say. Okay, so 1 hour is about to close, and I think it's going to close obviously with an inversion here, which is clear indication that market is heading higher. So maybe on the next PO3 we can get some good longs. Looks like there won't be any PO3 though market doesn't want to drop at all, at all. That's a good retracement. It's got a 15-minute, not a 30-minute as well. Wow. Okay. Now this is better. 15-minute gap retracement. 30-minute also opens here. And okay, so it's a 30-minute. It's a 15-minute. So maybe if we can get an inversion, could long hit and target higher targets. We have a small SMT here. Let's see what happens. So right here we get the run and then the inversion. So we can take longs towards this high and stop being around below this low here. Yeah, so that would be 500 over 24, I believe. So we'll be taking 21 micros long. So stop will be at this low here and then take profit at this high. Let's see if it moves all the way there or if it manipulates us. Damn, we are so cooked. Well, this was close, but now I can see that ES has already run the target. I'd rather close the position and break even because I know most of the times it doesn't hold because ES has already run the position, even though it's going to be in the macro, but I'm not ready to risk that. And wanna be next to you. If the party was over. Price is going extremely slow. We are still in the 15-minute gaps and the 30-minute, and I believe 1 hour now. I'd like to see it at least reverse, but it's not showing anything at all. Now I get yet another beautiful SMT. Right here. I didn't want to long on the 1 minute because it was extremely volatile, so I'd rather wait for the higher time frame to give me better confluences. And except from that, like if I see a gap on the 2 minute longing on against it on the 1 minute, I think would be not that wise. So let's take another trade here. Wait, where was the first trade? Right here. Second trade somewhere here. Wow, 3 trades a day. This is too much. I'll take profit at this high here. Of the world. Yeah, we are so cooked. So I should have recognized that the moment the 5 minute closed. Let's see how the next. Wait. Yes, go to the next thing now. Man, we're getting cooked every single time. Now let's see if price could head higher now. There's a good gap here. All-time high. You see here, have Asia lows resting below where price is. We have a couple of gaps holding, except this one that has been inversed, and it's also a 4-hour gap, so I'd like to see it probably jump higher. So let's see if we can find any good trades here. We have a run on these London lows, so I think reversals might be good. Okay, crazy open. Okay, we end up leaving some relatively good lows here. Wow, this is a crazy liquidity build up, by the way. So 15 minutes after running close to this low here, yellow it fails and then it runs higher. She's is it like a what? 2 minute inversion. I think that Turmeric probably offer some longs, but then conferences are not that much. Well, do we have a gap? Check the 1 hour. There is. And the 15-minute is also having some longs, I believe. Yep. And the 30 minutes, so we can take longs towards the draws here. But now that we have this run here, I think price might start reversing because the 930 high has been run. But either way, I think these highs here are some good targets, so you can take longs on this 2 minute and see if they work out. Stop will be quite below the inversion at the 25 handles. Then we take 10 micros long. So yeah, I think that's it. Check the 15. Check with this here. I have a very beautiful SMT that one could long from. So I think it's not bad. Okay, 2 minutes tracing. It looks like the PO3 is gonna kill us. The next PO3 that's gonna come. Okay, 5 minutes not looking bad. It might retrace into those gaps here though. And the 15 also is in this one. I'd like to see it inverse it and head to these highs, but ES might do it before, and with these conditions I'd like to close it before ES does it as well. So ES hasn't also run the high. Looks like the 15-minute gap here is holding, and it's also a 30-minute, but I don't know, we'll just have to wait and see because I also had a bias. Okay, this is a crazy move. I think what price is pulling here is retracement lower, then get yet another inversion. I think we can scale in, like, then make it like another 2 micros. Let's see. We'll say, let the sky fall when it crumbles. Yeah, we are so cooked here. It's failing to break out every single time. It's already 11 and we've had a consolidation for the last hour. Price holding inside of this gap. If it breaks above here, close of something. Then, should I continue holding it or just let it drop? By the looks, it doesn't want to go higher, so I should have closed it the moment ES hit that high. Like, right, where did ES hit the high? Which candle? This candle here. There should close the position. Even though it's like very low in profit, but that's the best that you can do. Crazy consolidation morning. Yeah, let's see how the next day is. So it's starting to consolidate, signs that it might drop soon, but despite that we have a daily gap here and a high here. Maybe it retraces then starts going higher, I don't know. As of now I can see that price is in this gap here and we have a good run on this low here, so maybe price could have a small delivery higher. And we also have, it's actually not an inversion, sorry, it's a small 30-minute here and it's a 15-minute maybe, probably. Yeah, it's a couple of 15-minute gaps here that were inversed. this one here, this one here, and we're retracing into this gap. So we have some good buy side targets, let's say London highs and all-time highs. So if the open could manipulate lower, then we can take some good longs, probably. So see maybe like the 2-minute burst here for some longs to be put in, but it's failing to do so. I'd rather wait and see how it rejects. So get a run on these lows. Well, yes, left a very crazy pull of liquidity here. We have it's not actually the 930 high, sorry. So now I think we might take longs off of this and target the highs. Right, so there is this here, and yeah, I'll be taking longs towards this high, London highs. That's 16 times 2, and that's 500 over 30, which is like 16. But then there is a very crazy pull of liquidity lower on ES, so we gotta be cautious with that. Bam, 2.28 hour banger there. Right before 10:10. So good setup. There was some heat here, but that absolutely means that you should close off something at this high here. I'm asleep. We can do rightly. So let's see, will the 2-minute be a good entry? I don't know. Be like 1-to-1. I think that's the entry of the day. A very beautiful trade. That also ends up delivering to all-time high. Nice. Looks like we're having a retracement. It's too. Well, it's not a 15-minute because it absolutely broke through this one. But this is a 30-minute. And dude, it's melting. How's the 30-minute looking like? If it closes back inside of this gap, then maybe longs could still be valid around inside here. But one thing I can notice is we have a crazy SMT here, and I have a quite good of a inversion here, so having rejection, but then there's also a 5-minute gap, so you will be cautious trying to long here. But you can see that later price pushes higher, falls short of this high, but runs this one here. Then you get a small 5-minute gap retracement. Keep in mind that this 15-minute here is also holding, but since the overall bias looks bullish, I don't think shorts will be holding, but I will also be wrong, so you just have to wait for whichever is to happen. Then you get a crazy consolidation right before lunch. So not bad PA. Let's see how the next day goes. Okay, let's go to the daily time frame. Right, so we're still in some kind of bullish bias. These previous days have all been bullish, so maybe longs could work out as well on this day. I'm going to check for H. You can see that. Okay, there's a good gap here holding, and a couple of cycles here, so price could head to these highs obviously. And check the 1 hour. these highs also correspond with the Asian highs, so maybe price could head here, but then we get a very beautiful manipulation and a very crazy pull of liquidity. Like, do you see this engineered sell side here? Like, there is way too much liquidity, so I think more chances are, if we're going to go high, it first drops then continues higher. I don't like to see it just go high directly, but this pool of liquidity is so good, so you just have to wait for that. Wow, that's a crazy open. So I consider the 5 minute here is holding and price is going to drop. I think price is going to drop. Yeah, if it fails to do, kind of consolidating inside this range. I think this was an FP actually. So these are the highs that have been run. And after the highs got run, price delivered lower data lows. Okay, another entry opportunity. We're still in this 15-minute gap here. Then we get this SMT here. It's a small one, but it's a valid one. And get a beautiful inversion here that gets retested. This should be the entry with this. It's a 2-minute inversion as well. We could target NQ 930 opening lows, something like this, or even these lows here. So we'll see where it heads and close where it is going to, obviously. So here and here. So one thing I know is that this is an obvious draw on liquidity and is where we should have closed. The 930 low for a 2 hour. Even though it might continue to hold these lows here, but could have closed it there. So after running the 930 low and this low here, leaving behind a couple of SMTs, then heads higher. Okay, I'm not liking the concept of the way it's leaving behind these draws here. Sorry, these ones here. Okay, then we get a run on this high here. So is it at least now gonna reverse? I'd like to see it reverse, to be honest. Oh snap. So there is 17 points. Let's take trade if shorts could go to all the way now lower, because I'm quite confident that these relatively lows are good. This low resistance, all this liquidity is resting here to all the way to these issue lows. That's something I would like to see deliver. And we wait. You can see how good price ends up dropping. Like, this was obvious liquidity, man. Obvious liquidity build up. Then price drops later. Very beautiful. I mean, they could have hoped on this as well, because it's looking really great. SMT at the highs, right? Then you get a 15-minute gap, or there's still a gap here. It's a 1 hour that has been embraced, but that doesn't mean that price is bullish. I mean, yeah, There's also a 4 hour by a small inversion, but I still had my eyes on those bearish growth, so very great entry opportunity there. And see how the next day moved. Alright, so ES isn't dropping as NQ is, but if the drop continues, then I'll target this low here. This because it's a gap low, or this one. So I'd like to see more confluences to see which draw is better. As of now, I have a beautiful inversion here. No, sorry, PPR. Priced up into it, then consolidated. So I think it could hit these lows here, then continue lower. Not something I would expect, but since we're at time highs, I'd like to see maybe more PA print. Maybe take a better decision. Have also Asia lows here, so we have good liquidity build up here. And small run on liquidity, which ES doesn't have. So I think this deck will present some good shorts. Now all we have to do is wait. Very beautiful 930 open, which runs, actually this has already run. SMT is still there. Okay, that's crazy. That is crazy. Then you get a run on these lows, inversion, then the price heads higher. I still have a bearish bias, so I wouldn't try to long it here. I'd like to wait and see what happens later. Okay, that's a crazy drop. Where's the inversion though? Here. The 1 minute, it's a PPR, small PPR. So this candle here, maybe we could trade it towards these London lows. We still have the SMT. Yeah, we still have the SMT. We've hit this 4-hour POI. I'd like to see it, probably like melt lower. And I wouldn't like to see this trade take more than like 20 minutes because the PO3 could absolutely kill us. So I wouldn't like to wait to see the next candle's PO3. Because we're gonna do a 34, so that's 14 micros short. Stop at this high here, then we look for a target here. Come on, I want to close that. Okay, looks like price wants to drop even more. We get a good run all the way to these lows. Okay, I think I'm gonna close it at these lows here for a 3R. I mean, it's not bad. Run on these lows here. These were the Asia lows, and we also have even more lows from yesterday, which price absolutely smashes. Will it reach all the way there? I don't know. It's failing to break lower, but then later it does. So this is where you would be closing up some good partials. Let's see if it hits all the way to this low. That would be diabolical. It is falling short of them. Just hit them. Banger. And how big is this? 5R. Bro. Where do you find this kinds of trades? Well, I mean, I'm very sure I can catch this like on a consistent basis. I'm very, very sure I can catch this because this shows once in a lifetime. But I have a very good bias at say like tracking where liquidity is, not like trying to predict where the market is going to go, because try to predict where the liquidity is because that's obviously where the market will go. So there's more liquidity. Let's see if it drops till there to this low. What? Even after me taking out a 5R, price continues even lower for an 8R. Okay, that's insane. And we check the 1 hour. bro. All the draws have been maxed out. All the draws I've been thinking of have been maxed out. So it's quite a good thing. Okay, 15 minutes is rejecting. 2-minute inversion at this candle. It's gonna go lower. Nah, psych. Okay, so beautiful meltdown. It leaves behind a small, it's not a small SMT, but it's a good SMT here, which is around 100 points. Now going to the next day here. One thing I can notice, it's obvious, is that the price has hit this gap right here. So that's the first thing, POI, and we have a run on liquidity, and it is also an SMT. Now checking the 4H. Stars are closer. Well, I don't know if it's going to reject the consumer encroachment wick or something, but I would like to see go higher to these relatively equal highs here. I mean, they are like a couple of points far from each other, the points. I'd like to see it, continue higher, because it would. Why would it reject without even at least running some liquidity in this gap? So I can notice like we have a beautiful run on liquidity in a daily gap, so that will give me some good conviction that price is bullish. But we also have a run here, a small SMT as well, from here to here, a run here. So we have SMTs on the highs and the lows. We have the Asian highs run and the lows, but we have the London highs right here. I would have loved to see it continue higher, but if it goes lower, then we'll be looking for shorts, obviously, because you can see that every POI here, every bullish POI here is being inversed, so it might be about to have like a generational meltdown or something like that. I just feel it on you. But I'd like to see what the open does, because that's what will probably like show the real direction of the market. Like we have a manipulation lower, then price starts heading higher. That would be peak. That would be peak. Like peak of trading. Yeah. Okay. We have a small obvious draw here, and the 50 minutes is rejecting. So if we have like a 1 hour gap or something like that, it would be great as well. 1 hour gap, premium 1 hour gap, 4 hour nothing, 2 hour nothing. Maybe we can take some good loans off of this 2 minute. Consider the 2 minute inverse here. 3 minute is probably like in a gap. Yeah, I mean, but I trade the 2 minute, so it's okay. Run here. Now I can see that the 15 minute doesn't have like an SMT or something like that. Actually, there is a crazy SMT. This one here. So maybe the longs could probably hold. I don't know. I just have to test it out and see. I'd like to see probably head to these highs here from the, what's it called? From the premium gap, or these highs here from 830 as well. This might be the night down, please let me know. All the stars are closer. Just stop at the low here. This might be the night, please let me know. Whoa, 23. Okay, who bought 23 though? Okay, looks like it's reversing on us. We are about to get cooked. If this 3 minute impresses, we are good. I think the 3 minute impressed, but I can see that we ran these highs obviously, so I think we can trail. Yeah, this is an obvious break even. So if the price ran this high, why would we retrace all the way here? So we close out at BE here. stop run. Timeless. So apparently price is holding bearish. So the way I noticed it is, you check out this SMT here. Is it an SMT? Yeah, it's like an SMT though. Yeah, and the 30-minute retracement higher. It's a 30-minute gap, and then the inversions come in like this gap here. Anyways, why is price heading lower? Is the liquidity lower? Probably. So it looks like we wanted to run this low. Okay, not bad. Now checking the 1 hour, where are the draws now? Looking how it's dropping, obviously the draw is now here. So maybe it rejects this 5-minute and rejects lower. Maybe some shots could be in. Okay, so one thing I can notice is that price is going really slow, like, you know, because it's very probable that price heads to these lows, but it's going really slow to the extent that I wouldn't like to trade shorts towards that low. Wow. Well, since this is a crazy consolidation, I wouldn't trade anything. We would have to wait for something more. Okay, this is a crazy sneeze. Yeah, crazy day. So let's see how the next day will look like. Now, since we are now obviously bearish, it could be a corrective move, but since we're officially bearish, then maybe it could head to some bearish draws, obviously, like this low here, or some other bearish daily draws. As of now, 4 hour is retracing to some kind of order block structure that could be clearer on the 1 hour, where we can see the 1 hour is in this gap here, even though it inversed kind of inversed, but the 2 hours is still in the gap. But we also have another bullish one here, so let's see where the draws are. First thing I can see is that we have some good draws here. You can see that the Asia lows are here. These are not London highs, it's like the kills on highs actually. So I think the draws are lower today. Price could like melt lower, that's what I would like to see. So all we gotta do is just have to wait. Okay, so already the open price slashes high. It goes rogue. Goes rogue, absolutely rogue. Wow, so it looks like it's not gonna go lower soon. Anyways, there is no SMT. SMT is got invalidated, and I think this is like a liquidity builder. You can see all of these wicks here. A sign of liquidity building up, and get an SMT. And price runs the highs. Wow, that's a crazy close. So apparently the draws are higher, and price is rejecting these gaps here. And looks like the 1 hour. I mean, let's check the 4 hour. 4 hour is also flying higher. That's insane. We have relatively good highs, good targets here from yesterday. So now we just have to wait. Let's see, maybe we can enter on a retracement higher, because like now price is bullish. 4 hour closed extremely bullish. That I wouldn't even think of shorting it. Wow, I like the way price is moving. Even though it's not retracing like literally at all. I'm even waiting for all 2 hours. Wait, just take nothing. It's literally peace. Peace at its peak. obviously price ends up hitting the relatively go highs. Wow. So the PM session gonna reject it and go higher. Because ES has also okay, it was close. I think it will continue higher though the day. Right. So after this good retracement lower, is it gonna head higher? Well, don't have any SMTs, but we have some good liquidity runs. Ooh, okay, there are some SMTs like these ones here have been taken out by NQ, and you can see the 2-minute inversion there, and 1 minute. Let's see. Will it hold all the way to this? I'm not gonna take it, but I'm just gonna take for it, just for the information. Can it get better? Dude, can it get better than this? Wow. Absolute peak PM session. Anyways, this was fire. This was wow. Banger of the day. So let's see how the next day AM session holds up. But you can see that also in PM session there are some good bangers that one could hold. 2. Anyways, so since price is heading higher, it's obvious that it's heading higher. I think the draws would obviously be bullish liquidity run here. We are also in a gap, so we gotta be aware of that. But depending on how price is moving on ES as well, correlating, it might move higher because it also has some gaps here supporting it. So I would love to lean more bullish on this day and see where it heads. Maybe we can just try it out and see. Okay, that's a beautiful open. The open creates an inversion directly, but I wouldn't enter this because it's kind of way too early for me. Okay, we are consolidating crazy on ES though. One thing I can see is that the 1 hour and 4 hour didn't close that extremely bullish, but the 4 hour closed I'm pressing here, which is clear confirmation that the price is bullish, and it's like a go ahead from NQ saying that yeah, long this thing. But we don't have a liquidity run, so it's like we are pure with the confluences, like no confluence has been made yet, so maybe soon we might get some confluences at least. Very small SMT here, but it's not something I would enter at, so just gonna sit and wait and get a small run here. So here you can stack like a 1-to-1 after this. Okay, 30 minutes rejecting, real good for me to take more entries. We have around these lows, not an SMT, because ES is absolutely not allowing that. Now we'll be taking longs on this thing here. It's a 2-minute inversion, it's a 1 minute gap. I think the 2 minute obviously could provide some entries. So for rejecting, I would obviously like to target these highs here. It's crazy how there was totally all close to no opportunity the whole morning, and it just shows up in the last few hours of the session. So we'll see if we can hit all the way to those highs, but I'd like to make this a bigger. That will mean I'll take 21 micros. I mean, not bad. Let's just wait and see. We are cooked right away, and the 30 minute is about to close. Come on, why would it close like this? Wow. right after being stopped out, man. Are you being serious? Wow. Well, this is absolute pain. Not the best issue, to be honest. Okay, new day. Price has still failed to hit all-time highs, so I wonder where it's drawing to. Now when you check the 4 hour, you can see that we are managing to hold inside of this gap, leaving behind a couple of targets higher. And a small SMT here on these lows. So I'm getting some good bullish influences so far. 1 hour didn't inverse, so there's this gap here holding, which could mean that price could also head lower. Now let's see if you can build up the draws. Obviously, looking at market structure, it's high, low, high, low. So why would I expect it to go higher? We have a run on liquidity here, price is retracing. It's obvious. Even though we have like liquidity lower, that doesn't mean that price is bearish. You can see that we can see that Asia highs here have been run, and we have London lows clearly open. So I would like to lean more bullish here on this day. And we also have this PM session lows from yesterday run as well. So I'd like to lean more bullish in this session and see if price maybe could head higher after hitting like these gaps, then expand higher. Checking the 15, we also have a data high. So I think the draws on today will be bullish. Price could like absolutely smack through them right at the open. And something that's very possible. Now we get a run on liquidity here. And yeah, well, same thing on actually not the same thing. It's a small SMT on ES. I would have loved to see it inverse, but it actually did. This gap here got inversed like right at the open. You can take risks and see. I don't like to long in these times of right at the open. I don't like to long it because it's very volatile. Like it's actually volatile the whole session, but at the open it's very unpredictable. So you can take a 1-to-1 here because of this inversion, and like it's meeting all the confluences except the one that it's like a little bit too early for this kind of beautiful opportunity to print out. So we just have to wait and see if longs are going to work out or not. Yeah, was too good to be true. We get stopped out right away for $500 here. But this 15-minute closed good. The recent 15-minute closed really great. Okay, you can get a good inversion here. It will take some blocks. Right now we have a run on these lows here. This doesn't run them, so I think this P3 will print, showing bullish signs. But then the way this 5 minute is rejecting, it's absolutely mental. Okay, get yet another run lower, which runs these lows. So this is clear indication that sometimes you can be wrong on the draw. Actually, not most of the time, because sometimes say I have a small gap here. I don't think it will be holding because we're obviously now driving lower. It's clear. Okay, this is mental. Look at these lows. These lows here. So it has started to reject. We don't have like any good inversions to enter from. I couldn't have entered here. It wasn't looking really good for entries. But after this run here, price starts to head higher, maybe we'll start to print out some entry opportunities. That's not good. It's a very crazy bearish close. So if the next hour, it should be bearish to these lows, because now this is like another liquidity build up, so really close, and well, there is no opportunity here to enter. This price isn't offering any, but if this here inverses, we can take some shorts towards the low. If this 2 minute here inverses the 1 minute, yeah, it's like on the same place. And looks like the 5 minute about inverse. Yeah, ends up inversing. So there weren't no good entries for me on this day, but I think Tier 3 will print out later and price as the lows. So we're gonna look the next day. Price leaves them naked. I'm gonna leave this line here because I'm pretty sure some time price will retrace to these lows. Now, after having a very crazy overnight bull run, I'd like to see if I can have some analysis here. Okay, since we're going higher, but we don't have a wick. That's the first thing I notice here. So Q3 today might be tricky, but I still think price is bullish. Obviously, good run here. Funny enough, there's still this 4-hour gap here holding, so I think longs could be holding to these highs here. A1 1% every day, Kabis. 1% better. Well, since the 4-hour draws are holding higher, so I think maybe we can continue pushing. I'm checking the 1 hour. Okay, so Asia lows are here. I don't think price will drive all the way to these Asia lows, but I still believe that the price could hold to all these London lows from yesterday and probably to these all-time highs. And that's obviously on the 1 hour and the 4 hour. I don't see any POIs against that analysis, and that's basically it. And check the 1 hour, you can see it's continuing higher. I have a couple of inversions now, but it's really choppy, so that's something I would like to wait for. But if you can get a small retracement inside this gap, maybe you can take a low hanging fruit of this high here. It's really small though, 8 points. It's not even worth $500. So right at the open, get a run lower. I think this day is like a no news Monday because it's way too choppy. 17th of August 2020. Let's check. Yep, no news Monday. You can see the recent news were on the 14th. Anyways, it's way too choppy for it to be like a trading day. And look at how slow it's going. So not trading day, but as obvious as it is, you can see that the draws get hit. So algorithm keeps working. Just that we didn't get any confluences to enter doesn't mean that things don't work. Now I think we might get like a retracement into the 15 or 30 minute. I would like to see it into this discount gap, then maybe take some longs. Yes, didn't hit that target, which is quite concerning, but I mean the longs are still okay here, even though price is still very slow. Okay, retracement to the discount, you can see it right here, discount fair value gap right there. Now I don't have like any gap numbers though. Man, this thing is so crazy to predict, and I would have loved to long it somewhere inside here, but there is no inversion. But I'm still thinking that we could hit it all the way to this highs here. So price does it. Okay, one thing I can see is that it inverses small 5 minute, retraces into 5 minutes. So I would like to speculate like a 1-to-1 situation here, because price is so choppy. Like a 1-to-1 situation where it could enter for 12 handles. then target these highs here. So that's what I would expect. And we also have some Asia highs here at the all-time high, so it's not that bad, is it? That's a good candle there. Okay, that's not looking good. How the 5 minute SMT, obvious SMTs, so break even closure. And price obviously hits the stop loss, so that was good trade management. Very great trade management. Now price runs this low. We're no longer in this 5 minute. We're still in the 15 discount 15 minutes, so I'd like to consider this like a retracement to the consequent encroachment gap. Consequent encroachment wick, where price will be rejecting this thing here and obviously heading higher. So as of now, you can see that the 2 minute has just inversed, but I wouldn't be taking any entries as of now because look at the range that we're trading in. We don't have any runs on liquidity. Like, it's so risky to take the entry now. You'd rather wait for like PM session or something like that. So near PM session obviously also leaves. It's so obvious that it left liquidity behind, but maybe might return to them. So this was kind of like a slow day, and we don't have to waste all our energy on one day. Let's see how the next day goes. So crazy good bullish day, but not very efficient. There weren't any efficient trades in this day here. So we're at all-time highs. I would like to see where price heads to. It's going slow now, slugging very crazily. Let's refresh it. I have a small gap here that's holding. The 4 hour is obviously pushing higher as well. These gaps. I think we might use like standard deviations on this day. Probably. Even though I hate using them so much. But those are the possible opportunities to have like at least something to target. I have 15 minute gap holding inside here, and yeah, that's I think since I think price is bullish, I think a low hanging fruit towards those highs would be great if we can get one, which we get right at the open. Come on, all targets at once. All targets at once. Are you being serious? Where do you think I belong to? Now 5 minute retracement. Okay, this is not retracement. It's a crazy insane drop to 930 low. You can see that the 930 low has been run now. Then price starts to go higher. This is so insane. Yeah, builds up liquidity, brings in the hype, then absolutely shoots lower with heavy intensity, then runs this low while ES is busy running this one here. So I like to trade against the trend and take some longs against price. Wow, man, market is absolutely bearish this time. So I think I would leave it at this. Maybe go home with one of these small W's and see how the next day goes tomorrow. We are now at 51%. We were at 51 and something earlier, but I think it's kind of dropped or something like that. So yeah, shout out to anyone who turned up. Patrick and the Ambashi vlog with Matteo, and everyone have a great night and day. For those who are still in the day, have a great time. So until next time, stay blessed. Peace.